And then we both just look at the camera like, it was natural.
First team on set. First team on set.
Here we go. Take two. Art.
This is so fun.
Hot box should be angled to the hot box. The first one, yeah, should be angled towards me a little bit more.
It's definitely seeing like the front of the house when we had the water, those water scenes. A lot of that brings back memories. Yeah, definitely. But I feel like everybody has like a very unique Ivan experience, so it brings back memories to an extent about the storm, but different in a lot of senses.
Brings back so much memories because we had water up to here in my house in Georgetown area. The only thing we did not do was actually climb into the roof. We were almost contemplating on doing that because we were scared, but yeah, it was scary.
2004, I'd have to do the math of how old I was. I remember going downstairs, get a glass of water, and I kept hearing this thud. I go to my glass sliding door and I pull across the curtains, and the water's literally above me, just splashing, pressing against the doors, over and over, and it freaked me out that I literally ran upstairs and was just scared. Probably one of the most scariest moments of my life.
The flooding is something that I can relate to, and I guess also the character of Zuri, because I was also around that same age when Ivan happened, and then sort of looking back on how like I experienced it as a child. So I guess that's one way that I relate to it, or a couple ways I relate to it.
Well, it's been really fun. It's a good experience. I think she'd be petrified, terrified. She'd be very scared because her house is flooding and everything. My favorite scene is probably one of the attic scenes.
We're setting up for a night shot. We just rolled on the day version of it right when the hurricane is happening. And so they're up in the attic, so we're also working with flashing lights for lightning. Yeah, cross fingers, hopefully also as well.
I was super young when Ivan happened. For me, it was very interesting. It was more fun than anything. I didn't really feel scared. I didn't really understand the situation that I was in. Not really until it finished and we actually opened the door and we saw the catastrophe, you know, the fish all over the road.
Legit people have fish in their houses and things. Right here.
I mean, I had a shark in my pool, actually.
You want CGI that in?
I just had land crab.
It was kind of funny because I live across the street from a canal, and the night before we saw it coming over, we were like, okay, we have to move, and we went to a family friend's house. And at their house, the house completely flooded. The roof was caving in. It was awful. And then when we went back home, there was only like 2 feet of water in the house, and nothing was wrong other than that. So we moved from what we thought was dangerous to something even more dangerous.
My grandmother's house was the last house that was left like standing. So I can't remember how many people we started out with, but we ended up with like 10 more people. And the house, the condo that my dad was staying in at the time was just like obliterated. Like my bedroom was like the walls all caved in. Like we would not have done well if we were in there. We were so lucky because at least we had the cistern under the house and generators and stuff. We were good.
People's roofs off, cars overturned. Yeah, then that's when it hit me that, okay, something really bad happened. And the fact that we didn't have power for like months, that sucked. That sucked so bad.
I had a lot of Ivan memories come up when I was searching for props and thinking about what to place in the house. And, you know, we looked at getting some actual props from that time period. And because the C&B calendar has been a staple Caymanian item for so many years, we actually went to Cayman National and asked if we could get the original 2004 calendar. And so we actually have it on the wall here. This is the real legit 2004 archive. So yeah, it's pretty cool that we've got some real items from that time period.
So many people lived this story, had their own version of Ivan, and it just always stuck with me as something that I wanted to tell. And I know while this short film only touches on, one person's experience of what Ivan could have been, I think the themes of this film will really resonate with the Caymanian people, because I really touched on all those feelings and moments of uncertainty, unpredictability, and also just the fear of, not knowing what's gonna happen.
We are setting up for a close-up on our Zuri. She plays the daughter. This is right after her mom gets a phone call that her husband's not going to make it back home in time, or might not.
We got 2 cameras, B cam here, A cam over there.
We're setting up 2 cameras, one for the close-up, and the second is inserts on all the hurricane supplies.
All of the candles, bringing all the candles on set reminded me a lot about
candles, the lanterns.
Oh yeah, the lanterns.
Yeah. I wasn't actually in my house during Ivan, but we had about 6 feet of flooding in our house. Like coming home and seeing how high the water was in the house, like the water level. It was like a train, like the noise of the wind.
Yeah.
Just the feel of the train. It was a train going over your house. I'll never forget that, like how alarming that was. And then I remember when the storm finally passed, like we were all boarded up, so you didn't really know what was happening outside. And then when we opened the door, it was like you realized that your life had changed, like in a split second. Like one day was normal, and then the next day you woke up and you realized that life was different. Because you knew you weren't going to work, you knew you weren't going to school. I mean, there was nothing to do but start cleaning up.
Most people weren't really expecting, you know what I mean? So I feel like everybody was kind of caught off guard by it. This film just kind of shows like we all kind of went through that,
How does this work?
You are no.
Truly ridiculous.
Alright, that's a wrap.